6170, 6160, you up on SOS? On the ground, boy. On the ground. On the ground. On the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground, bro. Get on the ground. You got paper. Get on the ground. I ain't did nothing, bro. What's that? 2637 on Hayville. This shit was on
Thank you. Is it Sergeant?
Yes, it is.
Davis, true?
Correct.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Keith Adams, and I represent Jeffrey Williams, gentleman sitting right there in the black.
Sure.
I want to ask you a couple questions about what we just saw, what we just saw on the screen, these two videos. One was a dash cam, one was a body cam, true?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, is it fair to say that you weren't involved in the case, but your role as manager of the dash cam department, body camera department, is what brings you in here?
Correct.
Okay. But you did have an opportunity to look at these videos and observe them, true?
I did.
And so you're able to testify that they are what they purport to be. They show images that are accurate, as best you can tell?
Correct.
Okay. And so what we're seeing is actually what happened out there that day.
Yes.
And what we're hearing is what happened and what was said and all the sounds and everything that happened at that time, true?
That's correct.
All right. Now, on the first one that we saw, which was, I believe, the body camera.
Correct.
That is, it starts with us, we see from inside of the vehicle. Is that right?
Correct.
Is it clear to you from looking at that, from the handcuffs that are hanging from in the front, that this is a police car that this gentleman is in, the officer? So it is a marked police car, and am I correct that we see it pull up and then come to a stop?
Yes.
And you saw in the video, did you not, and heard when the officer gets out of the car, right? You saw that?
Yes, I saw
right.
it.
You'd agree with me that he encounters this one person, the person who we come to know as Mr. Eppinger, right?
Yes.
All right. And Mr. Eppinger, this guy's by himself.
Yes.
All right. So you have an officer in the video that you can see getting out of a car, and he's confronting this one person. There's not a group of people with him. This is just this guy, Eppinger, by himself, walking, right?
That's what the footage showed, yes.
And would you agree with me, the footage shows the officer telling him to get on the ground, trying to apprehend him, right?
That's what it showed, yes.
Now, the video, that body camera from that first one, it doesn't show, there's a point where it kind of goes on the ground and you can't really see much more, but you can still hear what's going on, right?
Correct.
And you hear the shots.
Correct.
Okay, now, so this guy, Eppinger, that we see first in the first video, we see him again in the dash cam, the second video that was shown. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And would you agree with me that the dash cam from that second video is not from Officer Rogers' car, it's from the other car? Is that true?
No, that's from Officer Rogers' car that he exited out of.
That's Officer Rogers' car?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you see the dash cam pointing out, and there's a point where you see both Officer Rogers and this guy, Eppinger, both in the frame of the video. You agree?
I think you're kind of mistaken. What you see initially, the position of the body cam of him exiting the car, the door opening. Once he closes, you see the body camera as he has interaction with the gentleman.
Okay.
The second video that was shown was the actual car, that's the camera that's mounted inside of the vehicle, the dash cam itself.
Right, and that's what I was talking about, the second video. And you agree in the second video, at some point, they come into the frame of the video and you see both individuals, right? Sure. You agree with me that the officer doing his job, is trying to interact with Eppinger, this guy Eppinger, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you hear a series of shots. And at the time that you hear the shots, you actually see Eppinger shooting at the officer. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
All right. You would agree with me that there doesn't appear to be anyone else around.
Not that I saw, no.
Right. There's no one advising or encouraging this guy, kid, whatever he is, Eppinger, to do what he's doing. He appears to be acting on his own. Is that right?
That's what it appears, yes, sir.
And then you hear a second set of shots. And am I correct that that is after this guy Eppinger runs off, you hear some other shots, which will be another officer shooting at him, right?
No one was shooting. I don't know who was shooting, but you do hear more gunfire.
Okay. And at that time, when Eppinger runs off and runs around the corner, there's no one else with him.
With Eppinger, you mean?
That's
No,
right.
I didn't see anyone, no.
Okay. There's no one who appears to be running with him or anything like that, right?
Not from the footage, no.
Okay. You don't know this kid, Eppinger, do you? And I say kid, out of this guy, Eppinger.
No, I don't know the young man, no, sir.
Okay. All right. Would you agree with me? And this is what I heard, and I want you to tell me if I'm correct, if this is what you heard as well. In the very first video, when Officer Rogers gets out of the car and he's telling Eppinger to get on the ground, did you hear Eppinger saying, "I didn't do nothing, I didn't do nothing"?
Yes, I heard something to
All right.
remember what you said. Yeah, correct.
And again, Rogers pulls up in a marked police car, as far as you know, right?
Correct.
Okay. And so, you know, this verbiage, "I didn't do nothing, I didn't do nothing," it appears that he is, I mean, you don't say "I don't do nothing" to someone who's not a cop.
Objection, speculation.
I withdraw.
Okay,
I withdraw.
okay.
All right. I don't need you to play it again, but if I'm correct, looks like he had on some white pants and a silver bubble jacket kind of thing.
That's what it appears. Looking at the
Okay.
video.
All right. Sergeant Davis, I think that's all I have.
All right, any other defense attorneys with questions for this witness? Any redirect?
No redirect, Your Honor.
All right, thank you for your time. You're excused. Call your next witness.